Deep Trouble, The Gulf Coast Oil Spill. Written by Ned Jensen. Explosion aboard the Deepwater Horizon. On the night of April 20th, 2010, an explosion lit up the sky in the Gulf of Mexico. A fireball rocked the Deepwater Horizon oil drilling rig as it worked 42 miles off the coast of Louisiana. Within seconds, fire engulfed the Deepwater Horizon. The 126 workers on the rig found themselves caught in a fiery inferno with nowhere to escape but the ocean itself. 11 of the 126 rig workers died in the explosion. The others were rescued by nearby ships, and the injured were flown to a hospital in Alabama. For 2 days, ships attempted to put out the flames by spraying huge amounts of water onto the massive oil rig. But on April 22, 2010, a second explosion sent the Deepwater Horizon to the bottom of the ocean. The loss of life, the injuries, and the destruction of the oil rig were a major disaster. But at the time of the accident, and in the days that followed, no one knew just how serious the disaster would become. The bigger problem. The Deepwater Horizon accident was much worse than was first feared because the safety valve on the well failed. Safety valves on oil wells are designed to shut off the flow of oil in emergencies. But for some reason, the safety valve on the well beneath the Deepwater Horizon didn't close. Because of that failure, about 60,000 barrels of oil leaked into the ocean each day. By May 3rd, the oil slick covered an area of 2,500 square miles, larger than the state of Delaware. By July 15th, when the well was capped from the top, about 5 million barrels of oil had leaked into the Gulf of Mexico. Over 1,000 people went to work on solving the problems created by the leaking well in the days, weeks, and months following the explosion. Small robotic submarines were sent to the ocean floor to examine the damage and try to stop the leak. The small submarines were used to flip a switch that was supposed to close the safety valve, but all attempts to stop the leak failed. As the first edges of the oil slick neared the Gulf Coast shores, another solution was tried. The idea was to build a large metal box to place over the leaking well. The oil that collected inside the box would be pumped out into tanker ships that would haul the oil away. Unfortunately, when this plan was tried, the box became blocked with frozen crystals of natural gas. The cold temperatures and high pressures at the sea floor kept the box from working. Plans were also made to drill relief wells next to the leaking well. The relief wells would connect with the original well and would be used to pump mud or concrete down the pipes to try to plug it. On September 16th, a relief well finally reached the original well. Mud and cement were pumped into the well to seal it shut. On September 19th, the well was declared plugged from the bottom for good. Why oil spills are disasters. The harmful effects of oil spills become clear when the oil gets close to and reaches the shore. Oil spills can cause tremendous damage to marine life, the environment, and the economy. Countless birds, fish, and other animals can be killed as the oil reaches the areas where they hunt and live. Beaches and wetlands can become contaminated with toxic oil. Wildlife refuges that are home to rare animals can be destroyed. Many coastal towns rely on oyster beds, fishing, and the shrimping industry for jobs. Other towns have beautiful beaches and fishing areas that attract tourists and other people for recreation. All of these important parts of the Gulf Coast's economy can be severely damaged or even destroyed by spilled oil. The possible effect on the lives of people who live in the path of the spill is enormous. Some estimates put the damages to fishing and tourism from the Deepwater Horizon oil spill at more than $5 billion. The risks of oil rigs. The work done by oil rigs always carries the risk of leaks and explosions. Fires, mechanical failures, and severe weather such as hurricanes can cause accidents at any time. Explosive natural gas often bubbles up from oil wells. If a natural gas cloud reaches the surface, a single spark can touch off a huge explosion. In addition, oil can leak from underwater pipes that carry oil from offshore wells to refineries on land. Other big oil spills. Some of the world's biggest oil spills have been the result of shipwrecks. One of the most famous spills was caused by the ship Exxon Valdez in the unspoiled waters off the coast of Alaska. More than 10 million gallons of oil leaked from the ship, causing major damage to the environment. Hundreds of thousands of animals died from contact with the oil, and the effects of the spill were felt for years afterward. However, the worst oil spill ever was created on purpose. In 1991, Iraqi soldiers released oil into the Persian Gulf to try to prevent enemy soldiers from landing on their shores. Up to 520 million gallons of oil were released into the water, creating an oil slick that covered 4,000 square miles. Cleaning up oil spills. Trying to clean up oil spills is difficult and expensive. Cleaning up the spill caused by the Deepwater Horizon explosion will cost the company that owns the well billions of dollars. There is no easy way to remove oil from the environment once it's been spilled. Authorities used a variety of methods to deal with the damage from the spill. Methods of cleaning up oil spills. Absorption. Special towels are used to absorb oil that is coating sand and other material along the shore. Burning. When conditions are fairly calm and the oil is fairly thick, it can be set on fire. Burning removes oil from the surface but fills the air with harmful black smoke. Chemicals. Planes flying over an oil spill drop chemicals that break the oil into tiny droplets that sink below the surface. Natural bacteria living in the ocean water then eat the droplets. Containment. Booms, or long floating tubes, are strung out to form a barrier to prevent the oil from spreading. Microbes. Tiny, microscopic oil-eating organisms are spread over the spill. They eat and digest the oil. Power washing. Power sprayers are used to remove oil from rocks and other objects that get coated with oil that comes ashore. Skimming. Ships with special equipment are used to skim oil collected within floating booms. The offshore drilling debate. As long as the world depends on oil for energy, there will be pressure to look for new sources of oil. Many people oppose offshore drilling and the use of tanker ships to move oil across the oceans. They say the risks of oil spilling and leaking are not risks worth taking. Many others argue that our growing energy needs make drilling through the ocean floor necessary. Scientists know that big pockets of oil lie beneath the ocean floor in many regions of the world. Those who favor offshore drilling believe that taking proper safety precautions will minimize the risks involved. But as the Deepwater Horizon accident and others like it show, we can never guarantee that large oil spills won't happen.
Good job!